Something I've had on my mind lately is trying to figure out, like, how did I get where I'm at right now? And I mean, I've been successful. I'm not where I want to be. I'm still in that journey. But I tried to look back, and I think what really did push the envelope for me and got me like where I really needed to go and in the direction I really needed to be in was kind of what I thought held me back at the time. Um, our family didn't really have a whole lot. I mean, we weren't broke or anything like that. We never went hungry, but we weren't rich by any means. And I started, I guess, pretty much at the bottom. We didn't really have, anything extra. And um, all I knew to do was work. That's what my mom did. That's what my dad did. That's what my stepdad did. Everybody worked. So I knew I had to go to work. And I started working at a pretty young age with my stepdad, and we would do odd and end jobs and things like that. And I learned to work with my hands. But when I turned 16, I went to work at the Ace Hardware, our local Ace Hardware. And I went there the day after I turned 16. My stepdad had set the job interview up for me. I'm a really bad introvert and super bad at the time. I'm better now, but at the time it was pretty bad. Like, I did not enjoy talking to people. It scared me to death. Um, anyway, I get the job. I'm a sales associate, and I mean, I do whatever I have to do. But at the time, I was sweeping the floors, mopping the floors, loading concrete. You know, doing the physical labor because I didn't really have the knowledge I needed to help anybody. Um, and that built over time, and over the years, I got to where I could be proficient in just about every department and help just about any customer that needed help. And even got to the point where I was keeping track of how many times I had to ask questions a day. And I think that's one way of doing it, but I mean, you need to ask and you need to learn. But I did start realizing that I was getting better, and that was the biggest thing. Um, but as I got better, the owner of the store also seen that, and my sales associate position ended up being an assistant manager position. I mean, I would run the cash register. I would do anything I needed to do, pump propane, it didn't matter. And I was willing to do any of it. I didn't care. I was getting paid, and that's what I felt like I was supposed to do. My parents always worked, so I thought that, that was just the right way of doing it. And I didn't enjoy it. I felt like other people had it made. Other people had some better option than I did. And looking back, that really wasn't the case. It was just that our paths were different. Our paths were just different. I needed to go down the path I went down. I needed to be that guy on the bottom. I needed to know how to do all of those things so that I could be where I'm at now. And I owned the very store that I was so scared to walk into at age 16. And if you were to tell me that when I was 16 years old, I would be like, man, you're crazy. There's no way I'll be able to buy this store. There's no way that I'm capable of it, let alone the finances. There's no way I'm physically capable of taking care of a business like this. And now we're doing several $1,000,000 a year. I've owned it for almost 4 years now, and I'm 40 years old. We bought it when I was 36. My wife and I, we really went out and we went out on a limb. We did everything we could. We felt right about it, and that's what we did. But it's because of where I started, and that's what I want you to see. I believe if we do it this way, even though it's not the way I want to do it, and even though I didn't appreciate it at the time, I really appreciate it now. I think it makes you a better leader because you know what the employees, you know what the people that's working alongside you, you know what they're going through, you know what they're thinking. And if you've done something like that, as long as I did that, then you've understood just about every situation that there is in that particular business. So, and if all else fails, if they need help, if somebody calls out sick, if something is going on in the business, I can handle any part of it. It doesn't matter. I'll just go do it. I can step into anybody's position and I can do the job. And I say that in a humble way because I've done it, not in a way that like I would overpower anybody or something like that. I'm just saying I know how to do it. I've done it for years and I can help. And that's what this is about. It's about taking it to the next level. And I think if we start at the bottom, it's the best way for us to move forward. It makes you a better person. The humbleness that it gives you, because you understand those guys that are working alongside you and the ladies that are working alongside you, they're giving their time, and they're giving their time to benefit of the store, to benefit the customers. And our whole intention is to help other people, and that's where they choose to give their time. When you know how they feel, then you know where they're at. You know what kind of position they're in. You know what kind of situation they're in. You know what kind of customer they're dealing with. You know what kind of faults that are there, and you know the potential issues. And you can round all that off, and you can make it so much better on everybody if you take the time to think back where you came from, where you're at, what you're doing, and how you did it, and what you didn't like about it. It gives you the experiences that you can't buy. All of that stuff that you deal with that you don't like at the time, and the stuff you do like too, but your past, you have got to find a way to use that to your advantage. And if you do, then, and I promise you it can, you can use it to your advantage if you choose to. I promise you can. And if you choose to, it'll take you so much further, and the people around you so much further in life. And y'all can gain and build and address so many other things, help so many other people, just by understanding that, hey, we're not going to make those mistakes. We're not going to mess up like we messed up then. Or we're not going to mess up like those people done to us. We're not going to do that to these people. We're not going to put ourselves in a situation that might hurt us or someone else. And I think if we do that, we put ourselves in a pretty good position that is safe, reliable, and advancing in every situation in life. So starting at the bottom, it's really not fun, but I do believe that it's the right way to move forward in business. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but in my situation, it has worked. I feel very comfortable leading the people because I have done those positions and done those jobs and dealt with those people and all of the problems. I have done that from the bottom for years. It makes it easier, and it makes it more relaxing, and it makes me better. I can make better decisions because of that. Now you go put me in another business and that might not be the case. I think I could handle it, but that might not be the case. I'm talking about where you're at, what you do right now, where you came from. Use all that. Find a way to use it. Even if you put me in a different place or a different store or something like that, I'm still going to find a way to win. And I'll still use my history to some degree. But when you start from the bottom somewhere, there's no better way to learn. Hands-on learning is the best way to learn. So I just want to share that with you today. I felt like I hated it at the time. You know, it was just a job. I was just trying to pay for fuel, you know, for my truck I had, trying to pay for insurance, trying to take my girlfriend then, which is now my wife, try to take her to Taco Bell or something, you know. I mean, I don't know, just trying to find something to do with her without spending a whole lot of money. And I made $5.25 an hour when I started. So, I mean, we weren't really setting the woods on fire or anything like that, but we were doing okay. But what I really learned was that it wasn't about the money at all. It was about what led to it later, the opportunities that came from my efforts later. And I got paid for my work, but the opportunity that came to me was much more valuable than any dollar amount that I ever got working by the hour. And The only reason I got the opportunity was because of my efforts and my work ethic and the quality of work that I did and that I do. And I want you to understand that you can make a difference. You can do that, and you will have opportunities. I just want to make sure you're ready. You got to make sure you're ready for them. Be ready. Always do your best because you don't know what opportunity's coming. And if you're not ready, you're not going to take advantage of it. You have got to pay attention and do what you're doing the best you can do and let it be. It'll all work out, and you can use your past. You can really benefit from that. Don't just let it go. Find a way to benefit from it, and it'll all work out for you. You'll be more humble, more confident, and you'll be a better leader. So anyway, guys, hope that one helps you. Um, Hope that one helps you. We'll do it again, but we'll dive a little deeper into something else within that. But for now, just be sure that you appreciate what you've been through. Find a way to gain out of that. There is a way to gain, even if it was bad. Just find a way to gain. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one.